Today we will be reading Chapter 5 and go straight to the source. Let's look back at how the author organized this book. Chapter 1 was the introduction to sources. She used the next 3 chapters to tell us about 3 types of primary sources. Chapter 2 was all about images. Chapter 3 was artifacts, and Chapter 4 was about documents. This last chapter is called Putting It All Together, and it will tell us how to use sources we found. She will be summarizing the main ideas. As you recall, our graphic organizer of primary sources, we have images, artifacts, and documents. And we also have secondary sources, such as textbooks and encyclopedias. Chapter 5, Putting It All Together. When we research, we need to look at many sources. We might use a bunch of primary sources, but it is also a good idea to refer to secondary sources, such as encyclopedias, articles from a database, and books. Take notes as you research, then reread your notes. Think about how the information fits together like puzzle pieces to create a big picture. What have you learned? Do you have a good understanding of your topic? What if your notes don't agree or you still have questions? Do more research. That's what the pros do. An encyclopedia isn't a primary source, but it's still a useful research tool. I noticed that the author has used a simile here. In a simile, an author says that one thing is like another. She says that putting the sources together is like assembling puzzle pieces. After we put the pieces together, we can see the big picture. Here's an example about putting the pieces together like a puzzle. We have our images, our artifacts, our documents, and our secondary sources. Try this. Have you ever watched an adult empty his or her pockets or purse at the end of the day? Keys, receipts, a cell phone, wallet, and other items can help us learn more about him or her. Ask a parent or another adult you trust to participate in this activity. Have the adult take at least 5 things out of his or her pockets, wallet, or purse. Try to get at least one example of each artifact, document, and image. Some sample items you might investigate include a grocery store receipt, a tube of lip balm, a ticket stub from a movie theater, or a wallet insert with photographs. Then, notebook in hand, study the items. Take notes about what you see, think, and wonder for each item. Consider the items together. What can you learn about the person? You're now ready to use primary sources to answer questions and discover new ones. The activities in the book have helped you learn how to read images and artifacts in addition to pieces of text. There are many kinds of primary source material. Have fun studying a variety of types. Here are some interesting options. Maps, political cartoons, audio materials, including records, radio broadcasts, and podcasts, video material, including movies, documentaries, and video podcasts, interviews with witnesses. Go straight to the source, and learning something new is like finding buried treasure. Great job, primary source detectives. You've learned to look at artifacts, documents, and images in different ways through the eye of an information explorer. Wait a minute. That list confuses me a little. When I read it, I wondered what happened to some of the primary sources we've been reading about. For example, the author doesn't mention documents in the list. When I'm confused, the first thing I do is reread it to see if that clears things up. It says, have fun studying a variety of types. Here are some interesting options. Oh, I think I see now. She didn't really mean that the list was everything there was. She just wanted to suggest a few interesting options.